Thank you. Okay. You're most welcome for today's meeting. It has been long. I welcome the Rotarians in the house and the Rotarians online for today's meeting. Everyone is most welcomed, all the Rotarians. Yeah, we are going to start our meeting with the Order of Fellowship. As usual, I can see Anguzu is online. Anguzu, you're most welcome. And good afternoon to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. We're going to start the meeting with the Order of Fellowship. The Rotary Press will be read by Sumbua Zabib, the treasurer. The loyal toast is going to be read by Dema Mizamil. Forward test will be read by Lenny Christine. Then the final toast will be said by the team leader, that is Innocent. Then the object of Rotary will also be said by RCC member, that is Jamal Johnson. So everyone is most welcome for today's meeting. I think we can stand up for the order of the fellowship.
Thank you, everyone. I'm called Sumbua Zabib. I'm going to say the Rotary Grace. For what we have received and what we are about to receive, may we be truly thankful and ever mindful of the needs of the less privileged.
Amen.
The toast will be said by Dema Mizamil. Here it goes. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda.
To His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda.
Go for the forward test.
The forward test is said by Lady Christian. The forward test of the things we think, say, and do. 1. Is it the truth? 2. Is it fair to all concerned? 3. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? 4. Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you so much.
Next, the object of Rotary.
I, Jamal, taking the object of Rotary. The object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worth enterprise, and in particular to encourage and foster 1, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. 2, high ethical standards in business and professions. The recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. 3rd, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. Of course, the last one, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I think we can take our seats. I welcome all the Rotarians for today's meeting. We are going to start with the action points of last week's meeting. After the action points, then we'll go to the updates for today's meeting. So Edema Nicolette is taking us through the updates of last week's meeting.
Thank you so much. The following are the action points. Number one, train water women on the use of watering filter to be on Monday. Number two, need to study the structure of the soil properly in order to start construction of latrines. And number three, the beneficiaries need to pay back for the water filters. Two, TCP will create more groups and each group will give $10, that is 36,000 for a demonstration. Then next, 1,200 water filters from women groups and Rotarians. More village to be considered. Timeline to give out water filters need to be fixed. These were the following action points. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Edema Nicolette. Now we'll go to today's updates. Today we went to Ramanda to train the women on how to assemble the filters. After assembling the filters, how the filters can be fitted into the bucket to make use of them and how to wash them. We trained around 28 women. Also men were inclusive. Some men insisted that they also wanted to learn about how the water filters have been used. So we trained, there were 8 men plus the 28 women. That was around, I think, around 36 together. They said if the women are not there, they can be in position. If some have difficulties, they can be in position to help. The reasons why they wanted to be included in the training. The area councilor was also around, the LCs, some elders, and some youths. They feel the training was so necessary for them. And the question they were raising was that we were supposed to start with the latrine. How comes we went with the buckets? So we told them the nature of the soil has a problem, it seems. The reason why we have come up with the bucket filter is that we feel that life is quite important for us and also their health. So the bucket filter, since it's also rain season has come back, we feel that that can help them. It can also save their money if they use the bucket correctly. It can help them to control diarrhea and also malaria, typhoid. Some of the waterborne diseases can also be protected through the bucket filters. Although they complained that they've so far dug 23 and they've dug 8 halfway, next week can get finished. The pits can get finished. Around 30 something will get finished. They'll feel that they wanted some materials to be taken to the site. We told them since we are still studying the nature of the soil they have, and since the soil also, the latrine, some of the latrines sink, we feel we must continue with the bucket distribution. After the bucket distribution, we shall also identify either we go for malaria, then the latrine construction will also be later. That is the way we see to it. Then they were saying that all the projects we have carried to them, it's okay. The latrine construction has to go on. We told them even if we distribute the buckets, but the latrine construction has to go on. They must continue to dig the pits. As soon as they finish digging the pits, we can also resume. Since Chris is coming very soon to Uganda, Then when Chris comes, we shall sit together to study the nature of the soil. After studying the nature of the soil, that's when we can now go on to construct the latrines in their place. So that was today's updates from me. I think Christine, I never went alone. We went together with Christine, and Christine can also add some more.
Thank you so much. For sure, I went this morning to train the women. Women were very happy, and the men were very happy. Actually, what we shared with them is that we have taken them the buckets. The bucket is to reduce their costs in treatment of diarrhea. That is number one. Number two, our buckets also, we are doing one thing at the same time, very many programs. This bucket, 4 households drinking water from one bucket is also very important. That is for us as Rotarians, we are promoting peace. So that is another way of building peace. If you accept to drink water from the same bucket with your neighbor, then it means you are capable of staying together with your neighbors in the village and maintaining peace. Actually, they were very happy. They were excited for that. Then we said, if you know that for you, you don't want to drink water from the same bucket with your neighbor, then you have to come out. Then it means we are going to remove you off from our program. All the programs, you will not be beneficiaries. Then they said, no, they are not going to do that. And they were excited and very happy for that. That is the next thing that I could remember when we were doing the training. Thank you so much. I've not done follow-up from the district as I have been away. I was in my farm. I couldn't coordinate with the malaria focal person, but since I have come back, I'm going to do that very soon. Thank you.
I think today we carried the training, and tomorrow shall be the distribution of the filters and the buckets to the people, to the community of Ramanda. I think we also have the RSC team leader who will also add for us something.
Yeah, thank you so much, the President, for giving me this opportunity. And it is really a great pleasure to share with the Rotarians online and also the Rotarians in the house. And those are now the activities which are currently going on, mainly the Ramadan of Ramadan have already started, as you have heard from the President, and everything's so far moving so well. As we had already previously agreed on, we had first agreed on latrine construction, of course, because of the nature of the soil. That's when we again changed to the project of water filters, and then we can go to next, that is malaria eradication in Ramadan. And what I also, when something happens in neighboring village and is not as delayed maybe in that particular villages, many of their leaders have really asked even the President about the smartphone that was provided to, I think by then we had provided a Chiba community. We had selected one of their coordinator who could coordinate with us with the smartphone. We even bought a solar panel. And of course, they also talked of that if they can also be supported with a smartphone and maybe one solar that can be used to charge the what? That can be used to charge the smartphone to help coordinate with the Rotarians of Rotarians so that the issues communication can easily be coordinated. So that is one of the issues they raised. So I think we also need to think and see. It is also very important to provide them with also smartphone and solar panel that will help to coordinate with the Rotarians in case of any emergency, not only coordinating, but also coordinating the programs of emergency in Ramadan, especially when a mother is about to deliver or any other emergency within that village can coordinate either in the district or maybe into their sub-county or to the Rotarians. I think that is something which we told them we shall come and discuss with the team, and we see how we can also support them with the smartphone, including the solar panel for charging. I think that is so far okay. We are moving on so well, and I really thank the TCP Global group members for also coming and start supporting this project. You know, that has also given us energy to support the Rotarians from the interest earned by the various women groups. Is really very great to accomplish this project. Thank you so much, all the group leaders and the members, for your support. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Innocent. I think another question they also raised was that since the number of Ramanda is more than the number of Atiba, they felt that the buckets, the 28 buckets will not be enough for them. Then we told them we want to be just. We will distribute 28 buckets to them. Also 28 buckets, we shall also take them to another village. So if they need more, they can as well use some funds to purchase some more buckets. I think after Ramanda, after distribution of the buckets of Ramanda, we shall also identify a village, I think from next week. Then we also go and distribute, train them after the training. Also, we give out the buckets. So the next village we shall take will be, I think, among the Rotarian villages, but we are still discussing. There's a village which they said it's a bit far. I think that village has some complications. We shall not go to that place because most of the members are complaining it's not a beneficiary of TCB Global, so we shall not handle that. We shall handle villages which the Rotarians have come up out from it. I think that's what the members want to hear. So that is what I can air out today. There was a thing in writing the numbers of the villages, names of the villages. There was one village which number was, I think, which name was spelled correctly. So I think we shall not go for that. We shall operate within the villages, within the town council, who are beneficiaries of TCB Global and also beneficiaries from where the Rotarians come from. So that is what we are going to do. Yeah. We cannot take a village out of where there is not a beneficiary who benefits from there. If you know you use TCB Global Fund interest earnings to pay for the Rotary dues, and then the members from that area has to benefit from the filters. That is what I can put clearly. Because if you're not a member, if you don't benefit from TCB Global, you are very far away from that. Then the members who are beneficiaries of TCB Global also, whose money you use for paying the Rotary dues, then whom they also expected some benefit from you, their activities are taken to people who don't benefit from TCB Global, whose money you've never used to pay for the dues. It is a bit not just. That is the way I see to it. And we feel we must also correct that so that members down there can be happy with us. Also, they can also be happy with their leaders. That is what I can say. I think that will be a topic to discuss today. Thank you. Any other up? You're welcome.
Yeah, Madam President, if I can, I think there's another way to look at the fairness of the water filter distribution. So Achiba got 28 because that was enough to provide one filter for every 4 households. So for a smaller village, it'll probably be less than 28. And for a larger village, it could be more than 28. But that's another way of looking at the fairness issue. Instead of 28 for every village, we could divide the total number of families by 4 as another way of looking at it. Just something to consider.
Okay. Thank you. I think that is okay. Let's fight what also the people of Ramanda had requested. They said the number of Ramanda is more than the number of Achiba. How comes we're giving them the equal filters? So we told them we shall bring the issue to be discussed on the meeting. If we agree together with the partners, then we have no option. We shall still increase the number. And if they say we want to be just like we did to Achiba, then there's no way they will have to use the 28 like that. That's what we discussed.
I applaud your efforts to not only be fair, but to let the people know what your thinking is. So if they understand, they'll take ownership and they'll be on board. So I'm glad that you're sharing all of your thought processes with them and giving them a voice. That seems important.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Madam President, if I may, I will try to be very quick.
It's okay.
Thank you for your work in the villages. That is so positive that you have trained the women in Ramadan to use the water filters and to clean and keep them working. Let's see, the reason we did not start with latrines in Ramadan is, one, the people said they needed a larger latrine than in Achiba. So a larger latrine involves more work, more money. Why do they need a larger latrine? We don't understand. Next, they said they need an offset latrine, a latrine that the house is not over the pit, and there is a pipe connecting the house to the pit. That latrine normally requires something to keep the odor from going back into the latrine house. And we do not know of a water seal, that's what it's called, in Uganda. So if they can show us that they have access to one and they can buy, that is so good. But we need to see that there is a plan. Further, the offset latrine, the one that has the pipe connecting the house to the pit, requires water. And we don't know that everyone has easy access to water in Ramadan yet. So those are the concerns with the latrine, that they say bigger, but they don't explain why they need bigger. And they say with a pipe connecting to the pit, but there is no plan for the odors, no plan for the flushing. And so we don't understand what their plan is. They have to tell us what their plan is. So that is one thing with the latrines, why we did not do latrines. With the smartphone, we are very interested on what benefits do they see from the smartphone? How does the smartphone help the village? How will they use the smartphone? Will they make it so that everybody can use the smartphone? And if they do, should people pay a little bit of money for using the smartphone so that it can be paid for, the connection can be paid for future months by collecting a little bit of money from the use of it? Do they have any plan to contribute to the smartphone, or do they just expect us to buy it entirely for them? So those are questions for smartphone. And I will write these for you because I would be very interested in learning from the village what they are thinking and how they are figuring. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you so much, Chris. I think for issue concerning the smartphones, they feel that they'll use the smartphone to coordinate the activities they are doing on the ground. Just like what the achievers were doing, instead of us moving from here to Ramanda to check on them, they as well the teams for the Latin construction team, then water committee has also been formed. Then there's a malaria committee which has been formed. Then there's a what? I think those are still three which have been formed. They feel that if we take the issue of water, if we're with the latrine, the coordinator can be in position to coordinate for us what is taking place on the ground. That is why they said they wanted a smartphone to coordinate what is on the ground to the members in Yumbe town. That is the issue of the smartphone. Then concerning the issue of the latrine, what they wanted was that the latrine should not be as big as they expected, but a slightly bigger than the one for Achiever, just slightly, not so big. That is what they expected. And they wanted at least the hall to be from out and then the house also, so that they see whether it will also not sink like the one of Achiever. Just like when we went today, we also got a latrine in Achiever, that side of Achiever next to Ramanda, just nearby. That latrine has sinked completely down.
Oh.
Yeah. So they felt that if it will be that way, it will not sink. That is what they were telling us this morning when we went to them. So to me, that idea is also at least fair. If we build the house outside, then the whole from the other side is fine, I think. Then a pipe connects.
Have they done any, have they built any latrines like that? Do those latrines work?
Yeah. There's one latrine which is also like that in Achiever there. There's one like that in Achiever, it's just okay.
Well, take some photos of it, and when you're there next to train, take some photos with WhatsApp so that we can see how it works. But you're the local experts. If there are no flies, no odor, that is so good. Slightly bigger means it slightly costs more. Do they plan to pay for the slightly more? These are just questions. I wonder.
Yeah, it would be nice to know what the reason is for them to be larger.
Pardon?
It would be nice to know what is the reason why they need these, why they want these latrines to be larger.
Okay, I think tomorrow we shall be there and then we shall also ask them that question. And tomorrow we are distributing the buckets and we shall pass via Chiba to take the photo of the latrine we saw, and then also send on WhatsApp.
And Madam President, I have a comment on the cell phones. Unfortunately, we did not start a TCP Global program in either Achiba or Ramada, because the way to pay for the cell phone ideally would be that they use the earnings, the interest earnings from the microloan program to pay for their cell phone. Right now, for any new program to open with TCP Global, somebody else has to come up with a 1,500. So early next year, we hope to have more funds so that we can send more funds to SEDUC, and then they can use earnings to open a Ramada program. And then they can use the interest on those loans to pay for the cell phones. That seems like a sustainable way to go forward. For now, we have a problem, but that's what I would recommend for the long-term approach.
Okay. That's fine. I think there's a group who wants to also say something, one of the members. You're most welcome.
Thank you, President Rotary Club Yumbe. This is Martha Juma, a secretary for a women group that is Care Parents Women Group. I've committed myself to donate 3 buckets for Ramada group. Thank you so much. But I also add that a committed group like this should also be seen and heard.
Thank you very much. I'm called Sumbua Zabib, the club treasurer. I'm the secretary for another women group. Since they say when you give, you will also receive. So I want to give out so that next time I will also receive. I'm going to donate 2 buckets to help the other villages for the WAS program. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the groups who have contributed. I think we shall also see exemplary. They are now exemplary to us. I think the rest of the group members have to follow what the 2 groups, so far the 3 groups have done. I think next Wednesday, we shall also be eager to receive from other groups once that time comes. So, no, not on the one. So another Rotarian who has an update is most welcome, and also wants to say something is most welcomed. In the house, both in the house and also.
Yeah, I needed to share something with the women group leaders who are already Rotarians in the house. I think to make our work a little bit simpler, there's a form. That form is just a test given to a Mangabo women group headed by Christine. And I think it would make the work more simpler and reporting, so that it will be easier for us to enter in the data, in a spreadsheet, and be able to send them without a delay. So I think Christine is going to have that, but I would request any other Rotarian chairperson in their group to also go and try and see the time of repayments. You try to enter the loan and then the payment and then the interest. And then from there we see if you perfect it so well, and then we shall encourage other groups also to use that form. So that is my message to all the Rotarians who are chairpersons of these various groups. Thank you so much.
And Innocent, did you tell them about the Coca-Cola grant you applied for yesterday?
I have not yet.
Yeah, we want them all to pray that it's successful. So we have to get them all on board.
Yes, yeah. Yes, I think that is also another opportunity which we are trying to see if we pray so hard, that we have been working tirelessly with the Helen and then Chris and other teams also to see that most of their time they spend it in writing that application. It's a little bit complicated for us. It's something which is online also, it's not an easy, but they tried and then answered everything. So yesterday I managed to submit it. It says successfully submitted. So once we pray very hard, I think we shall be able to, maybe each member of those 34 groups will benefit from filter bucket. That will really improve the health of our communities in Yumbe. So let us pray very hard and see if we can be successful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Innocent and Helen. Actually, I received this form this morning. I don't know how I was chosen to be the first in the group to start doing this. Other people may think that I am the most beloved one, but I even did not know how it came up. I was just surprised to see. All these days, I did not access my emails and I was very far out of network place collecting my harvest in the farm. And I actually went and accessed the email now after when I received the form. Surely this form is very simple. It's actually for me, it's how I ruled my book like. My book, I ruled it using this format. Only that they place this column for the payment. I first put the loan, then the loan is the payment. Then I also ruled at the edge of the payment, I ruled a column for interest. And that is how my book looks like. It is very simple, and I'm going to try it doing this. And I'm sure every group leader will also adopt this. And there was a time there were groups who graduated. These groups who graduated are redundant. What are they doing? I think we also need to keep them very busy to carry this supervision as they had promised. Among this group, there are groups, women chairpersons who are able to read and write. I think they can do this work, according to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is me, Tiko Kadmala, the chairperson of Lamerikita Women Group. I've come here because of the dues which you have put. I heard that next week I was not here. I heard that the other money is put on a Rotary due. We should pay 36 plus the 50 of Rotary due is 86. We are requesting you that
36, you help us, we are going to pay it 20 because we have our works in the groups should be done with that money of additional fund with that interest, but we don't have that money. So should you help us to reduce that money to end in 20? That is my request. Thank you.
So I know that you pay a certain amount to get the Rotary magazine, which is quite expensive. So for most of your memberships, have you eliminated the Rotary magazine option? Maybe the club could get 1 or 2 magazines, or maybe just 1 magazine, but not pay for so many magazines. That's one way to reduce the dues. And TCP Global is set up in such a way that our funds may only be used to distribute as microloans. We cannot solicit funds from our donors for anything other than microloans, but we set up a way for you to earn money by running the microloan program. So there's 2 suggestions. One is reduce the Rotary dues by cutting out the magazine subscription. And the other idea is most programs in Uganda are charging more than 1% a month interest. Your programs are charging something like less than 1% a month interest. So that would be another way to raise more money to cover these expenses. Because we want it to be a program that's sustainable. And if you look to Chris and I, we're in our 70s. 10 years from now, we might not be able to help you. But if we find a way to make the program sustainable, you won't need outside help. And that's the ultimate goal.
Okay, thank you so much. That was all from the group leader, Yumbe Marikita. I think everyone is now aware about the $10. But complained that $10 is much. I think the $10 is to pay the extra people whom they are going to farm, whom they are going to get to move to the field. Like once we are now 34, and if we add some more, around 16 to make it 50, then say the groups will be more for innocent. Then it will lead either some Rotarians who can do that, either they get some people who can do that work to report. That was why the $10 was charged. So we are yet to know whether the people have already been got or not.
I think, thank you so much for bringing up that issue. Our target, in Yumbe district is that we really need this program of TCP Global, because really Yumbe district has benefited a lot from TCP Global, but we needed to see how we can be able to sustain this program. When we sustain this program minus even getting money outside, then we continue sustaining this program. But how can we sustain this program? That means like now, when you look at these 34 sites, I will really try my best to see that I reach to this. When I see some challenges, I must reach there to see how I can collect the report from the site. But now, since the TCP Global is also planning to add more sites, that will reach over 50. How can we manage? How can one person cannot manage? And then how can we sustain this program? So I think the best thing is that I can even see on the spreadsheet really the interest really in every month, you are getting at least a better interest. I see some people even getting 1 million. So if 1 million, you are to at least give maybe 2% to help reach to you there, maybe do mentorship, and then we can get some 2 or 3 people who can work together with me. And then we see how we can spread this program in Yumbe district. I think that one, to me, I feel it is good for us to sustain this program. Thank you so much.
Yeah, especially if we get the Coca-Cola grant, because that will add 20 new sites plus distribution of the water filters. So there'll be a lot of work. We need more hands in Yumbe.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
We are so glad, we are hearing from the Rotarians and that we are hearing your ideas. Lenny, Christine, the suggestions you have for the form, it is fine to change the form however you want to. If you can't figure out how to change it, if you tell us the changes you want, we can add columns, subtract columns, whatever, very quickly, very easily. So thank you for the suggestions. I will be quiet.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. The column is simple. It's just the serials, the number of the women, and then the names of the women. Then we come to the loan, amount of loan taken, and then the payment monthly, and then the interest. That is also paid monthly. Then you can't have to go to the next month, second month, third month, like that. That is how the format has to be. It's very simple. Actually, the same thing that Helen has produced. Coming to getting more people to support Innocent, that idea is good. I'm saying it's good because more groups are going to come in and it's be difficult for one person to manage. Now that I would suggest these people who are going to support Innocent to support this program going on. I don't think we are going to interview people from outside. It will not be necessary for us to interview people from outside. It will be better if we get it within ourselves. Could it be maybe the Rotarians, could it be the RCC members who are within our office. Actually, they are also doing just voluntary work. It will be something to support them to go out and do their work. According to me, it will be very, very simple. We don't need to recruit somebody who will think that he is on a salary. We just have to motivate people who are within us, who are already doing their work voluntarily, to support them, at least to motivate them to keep the program running. Will be within the RCC or the Rotarians who are also capable of doing that. We support our program to run and we shall sustain it, because even next time when there will be no funds, we shall be able to know that there's no funding. That's what we are doing. We shall sustain the program. Thank you so much to have come up with that idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen, and thank you, Chris, and thank you, the Rotarians. I think to me, I also concur with what Christine has just said. The RCC members who are in the house already know the system of TCP Global. They are now aware about the system of TCP Global, how people pay their money, and how which group is paying today, which group is not paying today. They're now aware about that. I think it will be better, instead of going to look for somebody from outside, we get among the RCC members who are also doing part work, who are within here, either among the Rotarians. I think that one will sound better than recruiting somebody who will know that at the end of the month, I have to get something, this amount. For them, they'll know if there's no funds, there's no additional fund, just like what we are having right now, they'll still be with us. And if there's additional fund, they'll still be with us. So people who know the situation of TCP Global, who know the history of TCP Global, is much better, and think it's an asset. It will be an asset to TCP Global. That is the way I see to it. I don't know how you see to it also. And the rest of the members, the rest of the Rotarians who are in the house, I don't know how they see to it. They can also give their, I think, feedbacks. If it's not okay with them, they need an outsider. They can also put their inputs in. So I don't know what you can tell to us about concerning like employing people within.
If you could find someone within who already is committed to the program, that's certainly beneficial. I'd say it's almost essential that it be somebody who is really committed to the program. Are there any people in the program who have kids in college or somebody like that who might be familiar with Excel programs? They might be more appropriate to recruit.
Yes, I think that is in fact a good idea for among the women groups, or maybe any other person who has maybe a knowledge of spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, that would also be helpful to us. And also another thing I would also need to share with you, Helen, is about is it M water portal? I think if we would also, if there is a way to also reach to that level of M water portal, that can also be applied in sending the reports there, and then I think if that could be also, if at all it is there, it would also simplify our work. Like the time when I did with the Ramadha, I mean Achiba, where you enter the informations like the names of those who do repayments plus their interest, and then it can be entered and sent there and then, especially when we shall have about 2 or 3 people who have the Excel spreadsheet. I think that way it would make the work more even simpler. Is there a way we can develop that to reach to that level?
Yeah, we want to experiment to see if Lenny Christine can download that M Water Portal survey tool to her phone, and then find out if the kinds of phones that other people in the other groups have, if we could download it to their phones and try it out with 2 or 3 sites. And then we would like to spread that to all sites so that everybody can send you the information by phone. But first we have to see if it's really workable.
Okay, that's good. But now how will I download? Maybe you will send for me the link.
I think Innocent, I don't have the link. Chris, doesn't
Okay.
Innocent have the link? How are we going to work this so that Lenny can download the M Water Portal?
Yes, we can. I think we can do that because last time I also downloaded it. It worked so well. So we shall try Christine's phone and see if it can be downloaded. Then that would really be great.
Yeah, and if that works, then Chris will create a new survey question, but it will really be a spreadsheet where you can enter all the information.
Okay.
So we're going to work with you to work out the details and then try to introduce it to other groups.
Okay, fine.
So let us know. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you, everyone. Is there someone who has an update on other information?
We did not give you an answer about the cell phone in Ramadan. I would like to know the opinion of the Rotarians. Should we provide Ramadan with a cell phone and with solar panels like we did in Chiba? did Achiba having the cell phone and solar panel, did that make it easier to do the work? That was the reason we got the cell phone. Does it make it better? We don't know. We would love to learn from you.
This of the cell phone. The cell phones.
I think let me also chip in because I was the one coordinating that program of Chiba. I remembered very well before the cell phone was bought and the solar panel. I think it was a little bit hard to coordinate the programs in Achiba. But later when that idea came and we bought the cell phone and the solar panel, it had made our work a little bit easier. And the good thing was we had got a committed person. So one thing is when we get these funds and if we don't get a committed person in Ramadan, we shall not also get any good information from there. But then that gentleman was committed and was coordinating the programs. Where there's a challenge, he could call us and then we would reach immediately, something like that. So the cell phone had really helped us to accomplish the project of what, especially the project of latrines in Achiba. So for me, I supported that idea. Let us hear from these other Rotarians.
I also support the idea.
Yes, that idea is very good because this program will take some months and it will not be easy also for us to move on a daily basis there. And sometimes we can coordinate with them to see how far they have gone, what is the next thing, and so on. It is actually good to coordinate with them. And then maybe once in a week like that, you can go and check on around what is happening. But on daily basis, day to day, going there will be very hard. And maybe when it comes to the time of rain, like now our rain season is starting again in December, which is supposed to be summer. It's again now spring for us. So it is very hard. Sometimes during rain season, you are unable to reach there, but you can be able to coordinate. And it can also cut down the cost of moving on the border like every day and so on. It can cut the cost. I think that idea of cell phone is very good. If we had the money, it will be good for us to purchase that. And the coordinator I have seen there is someone who is responsible and is God-fearing. Actually, is the sheikh who the sheikh who prays there. He's the responsible person. Thank you.
I think the responsible person there is also the construction, in charge of construction committee. He was actually the one who posed that question.
Our friend Moses has raised his hand. Go ahead, Moses.
Moses, you're most welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. Mine is just a small information. If Chris has, if you people have researched about the Rotary magazine and found out that it can be excluded from the deal, please, you can write back to RI before January, because our next invoice will come in January. So otherwise ours is like every member receives Rotary magazines. So we have not tried to inquire from either the district or the country office whether the magazine can be excluded. I've seen Chris has posted, you can ask for digital, so you can make a follow-up and see to do it before if you want the cost not to be reflected in the next coming invoice. Also, maybe with time, there's some lady who works with the URSB. she helped us to register as a company limited by guarantee, which is one of the requirements for Rotary Club qualification. So she's also a Rotaractor. When we will get the cost, we will share with you people. She can help in the registration of the club as what company registered by limited by guarantee. So we are talking with her in case she will be back. We'll try to link her up with you people. Otherwise, I just want to thank you so much for the great work you are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Moses. I think that was I think last week, I also asked Lillian about that. I called Lillian, the acting AG, the AG actually.
Hey, did you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. She also told me, I told her to give me the number of that lady, as the person responsible for that. She promised to give me the number, but up now she hasn't given me. Another thing also I would also like to request from you is that there was a time I went to Centenary Bank. We wanted to change our account name from Live Satellite Rotary Club to Yumbe Rotary Club. So the manager requested us to get a letter from Arua to write for us an authorization letter saying that with the minutes the members have such that they want the name to be changed from Live Satellite Rotary Club to Yumbe Rotary Club. So there was something I think I called you about that. And up to now I've not got information concerning that. And I think that before the next Rotary accounts, we have to change the account name. So I don't know what you can tell me about that concerning the letter, authorization letter to change the account name from Live Satellite Rotary Club to Yumbe Rotary Club.
Is that a question to Moses? I think
Yeah.
Moses is offline. He lost his connection to us.
Okay, I think he will get the recording. Yeah,
So,
I think like as the AG was saying, for us to qualify for grants, we needed to register our company, our Rotary Club. So we are still waiting. I'm still waiting from the AG and also from Moses to send us the details, the person concerned, to send for us the contacts for the person concerned so that we inquire how much does it cost and what does it take to have that. That's what we're waiting for. Thank you.
good. And if it helps, I will go ahead and approve the purchase of the smartphone and solar panel for Ramadan. It appears that everyone in the club supports that. So it will be to coordinate with the program. It will be for calling for emergencies when women are giving birth. It will be to support community needs. And if there is a way for Ramadan to participate with collecting the fee to pay for the service, that would be so good. But from P2P funds, I believe there's still enough money to buy the cell phone and to buy the solar panel, with the condition that the person with it be coordinator of the program. I approve your suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think with that, we have come to the end of the meeting. I think we're standing up for the final toast. toast will be said by Innocent.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to read the final toast. I give you Rotary International.
Rotary worldwide.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends. It was so good to hear from you. Thank you for letting us participate with you.
Yes, thank you. Look forward to seeing you next week. And don't forget to pray for that Coca-Cola application.
See you too. Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.
Thank you. Good
Bye,
seeing
all.
you, Melissa, even though you were silent.
Not really. You know, it's
Hi, Melissa.
Christmas. Everyone is busy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Melisha.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good morning. How are you? Nice to see
Good.
you.
Nice to see you. Always enjoy being here. Very,
We just
very
see you too.
impressive.
Yeah.
You all take care.
And you too. Thank you so much for your time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. I will end the meeting. Thank you.